ahead and do this, and if more people come on late, then they can just jump right in. So we're going to talk a little bit about social media. Welcome. Thank you for coming. This is going to be a very beginner's dive into, hold on, I'm just kind of rearranging some stuff over here so I can see my notes. Please pardon me. Whoops. Okay. And my name is Amanda Gronwald. I am the graphic designer here at the Mississippi State University Research and Curriculum Unit. And this is our very first webinar. It's my first time doing a webinar, so I hope you will please forgive me if there are any hiccups along the way. And my colleague, the RCU editor, Jason, is here, and he will be available on the chat. So if you open up your Zoom chat window, and if you have a question throughout, you can type it in, and he will try to answer that. Otherwise, I'll take some questions at the end if anybody has any questions. And this is just going to be a real bird's eye view of some things about social media. We're not going to dive very deep in today. So we're going to start with the big three. I'll just introduce everyone to kind of the three most popular platforms at this time. Of course, it's always changing, and 5 years from now, this screen may look completely different. But Facebook is going to be the most popular, so that would give you the largest audience. If you could only do one thing to promote your programs, I would suggest making a Facebook page for your center or your class, because that would probably give you the most audience. And Facebook works on what I call a friends model, where when you have your personal Facebook account, you can't see anyone else's content unless you both mutually agree to be friends. Like you add someone as a friend and they agree to be your friend, and then you see each other's content. And the other two are different because they're on a followers model, where you can go to somebody's Twitter account and you can follow it and see their tweets, but they don't necessarily have to follow you. And Facebook has the richest options for the different kinds of media you can post. There's a million different options, but the main things that you can post are text, pretty much an almost unlimited amount of characters in the text. So you can post really long text if you want to, but I don't recommend that, and I'll get into that later. You can post photos, videos, and links. And when you create a page, which is what you would do for a business or organization, or in the case of CTE, probably your class or your center, you make that page, and then when you send fans over to it, they can follow that page and they will see your posts, and they'll be able to share them and interact with them and share them to their friends. And Twitter is a much simpler model. It's based on being really concise, kind of like quick sound bites. It's a much more simple interface, and you post short amounts of text. The limit is currently 280 characters, and you can also post photos, videos, and links. And your Twitter followers, they can retweet your tweets. If they like something they see, they can click retweet, and then all of their followers will see your content, your post that they retweeted. And Instagram, it's based on photos. Like it started out just being photos, and it now supports videos too, but you can't post something on Instagram without having an image along with it, because it's very image driven. And people can't really share easily on Instagram without having to download a separate app, but you can get a lot of engagement on Instagram either way with comments and likes and so forth. And I have a few examples that I can show. So this is an Instagram page. This is Alcorn. If anyone is from Alcorn here, send us a hello in the chat. This is your Instagram. And this is the Twitter page of, I think it's Louisville Ag Power. That's my hometown. So hello, if anyone's here from Louisville. And they have a lot of photos here and just short bits of text. So that's what that's good for. And here is DeSoto County Facebook page. If anyone's from DeSoto County, here's some of their content. And you see they've got like whole photo albums. Facebook has a lot more options for like kind of organizing your content. So I will move on now. So just a few things to kind of remember, whichever platform you choose to use, some things to keep in mind: that every post is public, so you need to be really careful and thoughtful about the content you're creating. Don't say anything that could be offensive or controversial. Use common sense, and also try to stay on top of your spelling and grammar, because that affects your image. And keep your post short and informative, because I think it's kind of off-putting to see a Facebook post that's practically like an entire essay. I think it's really good to just stick to the main bits of information, and I mean, even do multiple posts if you have to get more information out, but I think it's better to break it up into chunks. Create relevant interaction. I think it's really important to go and find relevant accounts that you can follow and engage with related to CTE or to the field that you're in. Like, you can find lots of Twitter accounts to follow, and if you see something that they posted that interests you, reply to them and start a conversation, and retweet things and like things, and just try to interact with people, because like Facebook and Instagram, they use algorithms to determine what their users see first. And the more people engage with you, the more of your content they will see on those platforms. Share photos and videos. They have a lot more weight with the algorithm. And also, if you have a CTE class and you're posting pictures of kids and their parents are following your Facebook page, they're going to share that because they just love that. It's the best. And make sure you link to your social media accounts from your website so that people know where to find them. And also, not just that, but if you create a page, share it with your students, send it home so they share it with their parents, spread the word by word of mouth. Just make sure people know to get online and find your new social media accounts. And another thing, it's important to make sure your students have signed media waivers before you post any photos or videos of them. So check with the office and make sure all of that is in order, so that all your students can be, make sure they can all be photographed and all those can be shared, and just make sure of that, because that's important. And try to post at least once a week. I would suggest posting even more, like maybe a few times a week, but I would say at least once a week if it's a problem with time or whatever. And you can download these apps to your smartphone, and it's really easy to just, when you're in class, to just snap a photo real quick and post it. It just takes like 2 seconds practically. So it should be easy to post quite a bit once you get in the hang of it. And hashtags. So you may have seen these before, a hashtag. You've got your pound sign here with some text after it. And it's important to remember that you can't have any spaces or punctuation in there, because that breaks it up and it won't be a link anymore. But what a hashtag is it creates a link to relevant content. Like if I included this Career Tech Ed in my tweet, then I post it, and then it makes it so you can click it and see other tweets related to Career Tech Ed, other tweets that are using this hashtag. And they also work on Facebook and Instagram, although hashtags, they have their roots in Twitter. So I think they're more commonly used on Twitter, but they work on Facebook and Instagram as well. So you can use them in all 3 places. And here are 4 hashtags that I've seen commonly used for CTE, for Mississippi Education. That's MSEDU for Mississippi Education, and CTE and MS is a good one to link to CTE and Mississippi content. And there are other ones too. If you follow a lot of CTE related accounts, you will see others that are used. And there's probably a lot also related to your specific pathways, like agriculture and health and culinary arts and all of those. So just be on the lookout and follow relevant content so you can see what hashtags are being used. And also you can create a custom hashtag for your school or your class, something that parents can get on there and they can click and see other posts that you've done in the past that were relevant. So if anybody wants any more information on social media and ideas on ways to promote your programs with social media, we have some resources in our CTE Promotional Toolkit, which you can go to our website and download at this link right here, and it's free. And there's a lot of other stuff in there too, like posters and flyers and tips on how to improve your photography, how to write a press release or start a newsletter. And there's lots of research on CTE in Mississippi too that shows CTE's value that may be helpful for you in promoting CTE. So thanks for coming, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to chime in. I have everyone, so if anyone wants to ask a question, please feel free.
More people.
I'm so glad y'all came. This was our first time, and
I'm gonna say.
And if anyone thinks of any questions later or has any comments or feedback, I welcome that. And my email address is right here on the screen. My name is Amanda Grunwald. I see some of us might have had some sound problems, so I hope we were able to resolve that. That's awesome, Julie. I'm glad to hear that that you created an Instagram account. We actually haven't done that yet at the RCU. I think we need to practice what we preach and make an Instagram account.
Yeah, we have a center, Facebook page and Twitter.
That's great. I'm glad the students like it too, because I think that's really important.
Now follow me at Teacher Academy. Come on, people. Get on board. Yes.
At Teacher Academy.
Oh, there she is.
That's a great handle. That's great that you were able to reserve at Teacher Academy. That's really impressive that you didn't have to add any initials.
I know, right? Kids are like,
That's funny. That's really great. Well, thanks for coming, and again, feel free to contact me, and I look forward to the next webinar, which I think the next one is on the promotional toolkits, which I did mention in this one. So we'll dive more into that. Yeah, and so thanks everybody for coming, and I hope y'all have a great day.
So when did she say when the next one?
no, she didn't. But
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still here, but we will we'll post on, if you follow the RCU on Facebook or Twitter, we'll be posting about
I'm
the
not
next
muted.
one.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Bye, y'all.